I'm Nick.
And my name is Toby.
And we're going to talk to you about our experiment. We took buffalo teeth from Amazon and we put them in different beverages: Coke, Sprite, tea, coffee, water, and Gatorade. And we let them sit in beakers that were covered in plastic wrap for a couple days. And once we removed them, we used Photoshop to measure the amount discoloration each tooth had. And Toby used this information to create a graph showing which beverage stained the teeth the most.
Now, let's talk about the science behind why the tooth becomes discolored. To do this, we have to understand an important property of the tooth. We have our visitor here, Mr. Tooth. Wow, it's Mr. Tooth. You're so cool. Selfie. Cool. Let's get back to the science. As you can see, this blanket represents the enamel. The enamel is the hard outer protective shell of a tooth, and when damaged, is susceptible to discoloration from different chemicals and their compounds.
There are typically 3 different types of either molecules, compounds, or chemical substances that are responsible for staining enamel. These chemical substances are called tannins, chromogens, and acids. Sodas and Gatorade contain acid. These acidic beverages deteriorate and erode the tooth, causing discoloration. Chromogens are pigmented compounds often found in red wines that promote staining because of its capability to adhere to the enamel. And finally, drinks such as black tea consists of tannins, which aggressively stain teeth because it intensifies the chromogen's ability to bond to the enamel.
Alright, so the way that we interpreted our data is that we took the darkest pixel of each tooth and put it on a color plane. One axis, the amount of staining, and the other, darkness of the stain. Now, the amount of staining does not necessarily mean how much damage was done to the tooth. It actually is the darkness of the stain. The darker the stain, the more internal the stain actually is. The amount of staining just means like how much color was on the tooth. Gatorade stained bright red, but it wasn't a very dark stain, so it could be brushed off easily and there wouldn't be as much damage to the tooth as Coke, which did not stain as bright, but it was a much darker stain. It's a lot more internal, and it's a lot harder to brush off, and it does a lot more damage.
Alright, so by now you have learned that coffee, tea, Gatorade, and Coke all stain the most. Gatorade is a little different because it stains extrinsically, which means it's all on the outside, rather than Coke, coffee, and tea because it's all intrinsic on the inside.
All of these drinks stained your teeth because they eroded or adhered to the enamel of your tooth, causing discoloration. And that's why it's important to listen to your dentist and brush twice a day, also floss, because by doing this, it'll eliminate the chances of these drinks soaking into your enamel and staining your teeth. And now for the grand finale.
Okay, I'm sneak attack spraying him.